What's up, everybody? I'm Michael Allen, and this is the Movie Minute. This episode of the Movie Minute, we are talking about the MCU's long-awaited return, Captain America: Brave New World. So, if you're looking for a non-spoiler review from a filmmaker perspective, let's jump on in. So let's talk about Captain America: Brave New World, starring Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford. There's quite a bit of anticipation and trepidation, I think, with Brave New World. Obviously, the MCU has not been as successful as late. I think that the Infinity Saga was truly an incredible sequence of films that we may not ever see again, something at that scale. And so Marvel has definitely struggled to recover from the peak of the Infinity Saga. So in connection to Brave New World, we have quite a lot of things to overcome. The first thing you need to know about in terms of Captain America: Brave New World is really, it is a follow-up to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which not a lot of people watched. And I have to tell you, you probably need to watch this show, or at least watch a recap of this show, because it lays a lot of the foundations, definitely emotional character foundations, for where we see Sam Wilson, who plays Captain America in Brave New World, where he is in this movie. And if you don't watch that show, you definitely are starting with a shorthand in terms of understanding the story and his motivations behind what he does in this movie. With that said, the story of Captain America: Brave New World centers on Sam Wilson, who is the heir of the Captain America title, who was given to him by Chris Evans, who played Steve Rogers, and he is continuing to deal with the weight of that title and all that comes with it, and the fact that he's not Steve Rogers, he's Sam Wilson. And how does that affect how he becomes and acts as Captain America? Then you throw in Thaddeus Ross, now played by Harrison Ford, who has quite the history with Sam Wilson and with the Avengers. Coming in, he becomes president, and he's looking to build a new relationship and a new future with Sam Wilson as Captain America. And the film surrounds that relationship and an international incident that calls into question how the Avengers will move forward and how Sam Wilson will move forward as an Avenger and as Captain America. That's the gist of the story without any major spoilers, so let's jump in and talk about what I liked. Right off the bat, I will say, this film is fun. There is a lot of fun elements in this film, and I enjoyed the film. I was not bored ever in this film. Was I confused? Absolutely, but never bored. And so that's saying something. I think the strength of the film is Harrison Ford. I mean, obviously, he's Harrison Ford. He brings something so unique and so great to the table. I know. And that's even above all of the problems apparently heard with working with him on set. All that really, at the end of the day, doesn't necessarily matter when he gives probably the most interesting performance in the movie. Second is the action sequences. And so we expect this from Marvel movies, and they definitely delivered. I think there was some really incredible action sequences in this, and Sam really leans into that style of Captain America with the shield, and they really leverage that. I think the fight scenes are very entertaining. It's really fun to see him kind of with this obviously mixed fighting style of Falcon and Captain America, and they really do it justice. The stunt team and the stunt coordinator really flexed on this. Let's jump in and talk about a couple of things that I didn't like. So while this film is fun, the film is massively flawed in many, many ways. I knew right off the bat when I heard that this film went through several different reshoots and several different rewrites that it was going to struggle to be good. And that was the case. I mean, when you have 5 different writers on a film, you're going to have some trouble telling a cohesive story. And then it came out later as well that they decided to add last minute Giancarlo Esposito as the head of this new society that's going to be popping up in the Marvel Universe. And anytime you try to add major things into a story after it's been initially filmed, it becomes extremely difficult. And let me explain why. From a filmmaker standpoint, when you film a movie and a story and you film it from start to finish and you have that completed project that you filmed, all of the performances, all of the rhythms, the pace are all predicated on that original film, right? That you filmed first. When you come back in for major story reshoots where you're going to restructure a story, things are going to feel off and they're going to feel clunky because not everything is going to line up with those original performances and those original scenes. And it's nearly impossible to recut a film and make it completely cohesive to the original intent. This second thing that I'm about to say is probably going to get me a lot of flack, but I have to say it because I have to be authentic about how I felt about the film. And that is that Anthony Mackie is just not great. I don't know if it was his dialogue. I don't know if it was the script. I think those things probably were factors in his performance, but Sam Wilson and Anthony Mackie just are not Cap. And that's okay, but you need to fill this hole that Steve Rogers left, even if it's different. And it just doesn't. And I think the script definitely adds to that, but he just isn't it for me, guys. He just didn't do it. There was just a lack of screen presence. There was a lack of filling that space. And especially for what they're trying to set him up to be in this movie, it just fell short for me. There's a lot of other little nitpicky things, like the VFX wasn't that great. The dialogue was fairly cheesy and campy and just on the nose. Again, very little subtext. When characters are saying exactly what they feel and telling you exactly what they're going to do, that is shallow dialogue. And there's way too much of that going on in Captain America: Brave New World. Like I said at the beginning, this film was fun. I was entertained to a certain degree, especially being a Marvel fan, so I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10 for entertainment. Now, from a critic's rating, when we're talking about the script and just the overall story and the development and the direction, this film fell massively short. And so I'm going to give this film a 5 out of 10. And I think I'm being a bit generous in that from a critic's standpoint, but it just fell too far short in too many areas. So averaged out 6 out of 10 for me for Captain America: Brave New World, which wasn't surprising. I was not expecting this film to be great. I think there was too many things early on that dogged this film. From a badge standpoint, this film is really hard to rate. And so I'm actually, maybe for the first time in my channel history, I'm going to give this 2 different badges. I think for Marvel fans, you're going to want to see this film. It is fun. And so for Marvel fans, I will give this a popcorn bucket because it's worthy of a theater experience for fans of the Marvel Universe. For people that are not major fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe or comic book fans, I'm going to give this a couch potato. I think you can wait to watch this on Disney Plus. These movies hit Disney Plus fairly quickly nowadays. And with the reception that the film is getting, I think it may be even quicker. At the end of the day, Captain America: Brave New World is fun but flawed. It's just not what it needed to be to reinvigorate the nation's excitement about superhero movies. And it kind of now puts even more weight on Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four that are coming down the line to see, can Marvel right the ship and get audiences back in the good side of that? These Marvel films are must watch, must travel to the theater movies. But right now, Brave New World just fell short. Drop down in the comments and let me know how you're feeling about Captain America: Brave New World and whether you saw it this weekend. And if you like this video, like and subscribe. I'm really close to 700 subscribers. Would love to have you on this movie journey with me. If you're looking for non-spoiler reviews from a filmmaker perspective, this is the place to be. And until next time, everybody, peace out.